In this next article from the New York Post, Carter Page, FBI agents used fake names during Russia probe. Here's a picture of Dr. Carter Page here. President Trump, the king of memes, 2016 campaign associate Carter Page claims in a new lawsuit that an FBI agent used a fake name during interviews. Another potential breach of protocol, the FBI's Russiagate investigation. Page, an energy industry consultant who worked in Russia before joining Team Trump's campaign as an advisor, alleges quote-unquote unlawful spying in a lawsuit filed Friday against federal agencies and officials. Page says FBI agent Stephen Soma introduced himself as Steve Holt during 5 interviews. Former FBI agent James Gaglino, who worked 25 years at the Bureau, including in supervisory roles, told the Daily Caller that he had never heard of an FBI agent going undercover as different FBI agent, and I never have authorized it. The FBI did not immediately respond to the Post's request for comment. Page was surveilled under warrants from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. The FBI's warrant application included information from opposition research financed by Hillary's email server Clinton campaign and Democratic National Committee. The Justice Department Inspector General last year found significant inaccuracies and omissions in the documents submitted by the FBI to the FISA court, and a former FBI lawyer, Kevin Kleinsmith, who is deep state. We covered this one on RSS commentary back in the day. Kevin Kleinsmith is deep state. That dude's straight up deep state. He pled guilty in August to falsifying records to the court. I mean, that's how deep state this guy is. Pleads guilty to falsifying records to the court. Special counsel Robert Russiagate Mueller's investigation found no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. Page never was charged with a crime. Trump routinely invokes the FBI's treatment of Page as evidence of improper and allegedly politically motivated conduct against his campaign. Trump last week pardoned his former White House National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who is seeking to withdraw a guilty plea for lying to 2 FBI agents, including the disgraced anti-Trump officer Peter Strzok. The contents of his post-election calls with Russian ambassador. Republicans said transcripts of those calls released in May indicate there was nothing improper about the underlying content of Flynn's talks, which were made with the knowledge of other Trump transition officials. So they caught General Flynn in a trap where what he said was true. That's why it was true that he said what he said, but it was a trap that they set for him. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just truthful, like, yeah, I did this, but they set him up. That's the problem with this entire thing. Incredibly sketchy. You've got deep state attorney that has literally pled guilty in falsifying documents to the court. Dude, straight up deep state. Like deep state. Legit deep state. And what are they doing in this entire thing in the lawsuit? Carter Page is alleging that they're doing this in order to deflect from Hillary email server Clinton's email server scandal that gave her the nickname Hillary Email Clinton Server. Email server Clinton. And so the entire Russiagate thing, all propagated from the Democrats in order to attack Donald Trump, in order to put into question the validity of the election so that they can constantly attack, demonize President Trump as a Russian asset. And then, as it turns out, their boy China Joe is doing the funny money back deals with his crackhead son Hunter Biden, taking the multi-billion-dollar contracts from the Chinese Nazi Party, just cha-ching, taking that money, sticking in his pocket, because China Joe Biden, he can't stick the money right up in his pocket. He's already got enough from all of his corrupt cronies anyways. So he just lets his crackhead son Hunter Biden go off and fuck all these underage prostitutes up in Ukraine and the other places where he's alleged to be banging hookers. And then he just takes a cut off the top, gets a cut from his son, because if he can't put the money in his pocket himself, he can just make sure that his son has a lot of money, and then his son will just buy him some stuff. Because that's how you funnel the money back to yourself when you're corrupt like China Joe. In Flynn's case, former FBI deep state James Comey publicly acknowledged that he skirted the standard protocol by sending agents, including Strzok, in to interview Flynn days into Trump's administration without informing the White House counsel's office. Senior Justice Department leaders were cut out of the decision, which then Deputy Attorney Sally Yates said frustrated her. But they left out a lot of stuff in there in the lawsuit. So what are they saying? They're saying that Dr. Carter Page, he worked with the FBI before. So they're trying to paint this guy as a Russian asset, right? Except for one problem. Dr. Carter Page has worked with the FBI before. He's had high-ranking FBI officials give him very high, said that he did not lack candor, that he was a good source of information, who was on our team. And then you got these deep state people, and they're working with Clinton. They're getting this information from the Steele dossier, funded by the Clintons, by Fusion GPS. It's an opposition hit piece. It's ripe with either disinformation or flat out misinformation. And then they're using that to get a FISA warrant. And in order to get a FISA warrant, you can't lie to the court. And if you do, you can get in trouble. You can go to jail. And that's what they did. And that's what Dr. Carter Page is suing these people for, because they just railroaded him. They destroyed his reputation, labeled it as this Russian asset, turned out to be completely bunk. And what are they trying to do? They're trying to distract you from the Clinton email server scandal so that they could call into question the Trump administration, so that they could just juice up their base with blue meat, throwing them all this anti-racist feminist propaganda, trying to convince all these people to all the women put off having kids till their 30s so they could slave for Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, Bill Gates, George Soros, Elon Musk, and also that they can get cheaper labor because the women are more agreeable, and they need to have, all the nerds need to feel like some sort of justification for allowing their penises to fall off. So they like to juice up the amount of women in the workplace there. Then there's one problem with this. Then you don't have any kids, and then your family dies off. So what were we talking about? Carter Page? And then these deep state people that are just obsessed with anti-racism and feminism. They think Donald Trump is a racist, sexist, xenophobe because he said, grammar by the pussy and build the wall. And Mexico is not sending us our finest people, so therefore it means that this guy's the MacGyver, or the not the MacGyver, the Maverick. He's the outsider. He's not the person who's in on their corporate anti-racist feminist ascendance to the top of the ivory tower, so that you can commit genetic suicide and kill your family off by not having kids until your 30s to be a corporate slave. So you could take your husband's job so your husband could be a homeless bum under the street, because it's all about your career. Fuck everybody else. And these people really just don't like anybody who's outside of this system. Like, if you're an alpha male like Donald Trump and you got hella bitches coming up to you wanting to grab them by the pussy because you're a billionaire and they want to have your baby because they don't want to actually work for money. They just want to spend your money. They come up to you and they're like, they want you to grab them by the pussy. See, but if you're not an alpha male, if you're a beta male or a blue pill cuck, then this to you is a threat to your ability to be the yes man of the woman that they're orbiting. So you got to look at these people from the standpoint that they're animals. One of them's got a penis, one of them's got a vagina, and the dude with the penis is trying to get with the girl who can have a kid. And when they do that, then what the fuck am I talking about? Then what you end up with is this really, really corrupt as fuck group of insane, batshit crazy leftists that think that, like, there's this patriarchy of white males and they're oppressing the women. They're like underpaying all the women. It's like there's like people like me, the dude with the suit who's got like the fancy YouTube channel and got his own business. He's just underpaying all the women, which actually it's true. I'm underpaying every woman in the entire world. Actually, yeah, you didn't know. It was actually me that was taking the money out of your paycheck. Yeah, I took it all for me because I got white privilege. Because I'm a male. It's because I'm a man. No, you don't get any Christmas presents because you've been bad this year. But these people, they're just raging because Donald Trump said grab her by the pussy, so they got to do anything in their power to stop this white privilege, sexist, racist, xenophobic Russian asset, because they weren't paying attention to politics their entire life. And then all of a sudden, Donald Trump came along and everybody recognized Donald Trump. And then he was the opposite of whatever their dude's saying that they're like, vote for me. I'm going to take the money from the white people and I'm going to give it to the Latinos to get the black people to vote for us. I'm going to rob Peter, pay Paul so that I can get them to vote for me. Like, right. It doesn't make any sense. But I guess when the people who are pulling the strings, all the levers behind the curtains there, and their crackhead sons are getting millions of dollars in contracts from sketchy companies and Chinese Nazi Party. Well, I mean, of course you're going to see a whole bunch of fucked up deep state shit coming along in that because, well, everything about this is corrupt as fuck because it's Democrats. That's just how the Democrats are. Democrats are corrupt as fuck, man. They've always been corrupt as fuck. People think they're like, oh no, but they got like the intellectuals are on their side. Like we got like the scientists, and that makes us right? What about the Nazis? Didn't they all pay off the intellectuals first? And then it was the intellectuals that turned on everybody. And it was those are the people that actually caused all of the stuff to go haywire because the people thought they knew everything. And then it turns out they're actually like tyrannical monsters. Yeah, but I guess if you don't understand history, you're doomed to repeat it. That's it for this particular story, but this live stream's not over. So don't forget to smash that like button. Boom. Best way you can help this channel grow is by sharing this video on social media. And also subscribe at RSS Commentary on YouTube. And also ring that bell for notifications for whenever we go live.